I hope you choke on a fish bone, lickle blood clot. I hope the food gives you IBS. I hope the Most High cuts your vocal cords so you never speak again. Your dirty, toxic mouth. You lickle sketatale. Pussy stink girl, bucket pussy girl, love suck pussy girl. You're a fucking disgrace to the black blood clot race. Die slow, Zezy, very slow.
What the hell?
Some people got time, bro.
That is crazy, bro.
You got time? That is.
Now listening to the In My Opinion podcast, the home of edutainment, brought to you by Sakali, DTM, and Uzuma. So get your drinks, snacks, relax, and enjoy.
Obviously, we got Zezy Mills in the studio.
Come on.
Very honoured, very thankful. You have been in the game a long time. 10 years. I'm just going to reel off some, because I feel like you don't always get your flowers.
Please, the
I just want to reel off some accolades. Accolades. So, Zezy Mills, you've co-hosted the Mobos.
Cheese.
You've hosted the BAFTA Red Carpet.
Cheese.
You had 2 seasons of your own show on Channel 4, Unapologetic.
Cheese.
You had a documentary on Channel 4, Young, Black and Right Wing. Documentary, by the way, guys. You had your podcast with Amazon.
I did.
You had a global campaign with Boss.
What?
You've been on Big Brother, but no.
Celebrity Big Brother.
Sorry. Celebrity Big
Brother. The general public one, please.
Celebrity Big Brother. To just name a few of your accomplishments, we don't have a lot of time. How does it feel having achieved all those things? Did you see that for yourself when you were younger?
I wanted to do acting when I was younger. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to be an actress. And then just mad rejection. Just acting, you get so much rejection. And it's such a tough thing to get into, because there's so many other variables. We can sit down and just talk and do what we need to do, but acting is like, oh, you're really great, but we cast the mum yesterday and you two don't look alike. There's so many other variables, the producer doesn't like you, he prefers the other person, just for whatever reason. It's so many other things. That's always what I wanted to do from young. And then I started doing the Zezy Mills, and I didn't ever think it was gonna get to this. And that's kind of what I was saying earlier. It's like when I first started, I was just trying to ting. It was just and I did a tweet the other day, and it's funny, but it's true. It's like, when I first started doing Zezy Mills and sitting down in the chair and talking about things, I had all these men telling me, why are you talking for? Shut your mouth, chatty, patty. And now all these men are sitting down chatting. So it's fair. Do you know what I'm saying? Do you get what I mean? It's like, I think also I did kind of create a lane of people giving their opinions, and because when I first started doing it, not a lot of people was doing it, and everyone,
it wasn't popular.
It wasn't a popular thing, and because the UK is so small as well, everyone's a bit like, oh, we don't really want to talk about other people. We don't want to talk about this. So I'm just really proud of that, and how many people have said to me oh, I wouldn't have started doing, especially the young, the black women podcasters and stuff like that. That will say to me earlier on, I wouldn't have started it if I didn't see you start it, because it was just, I just decided to do it. I didn't have any big people backing me. I was just cool, me and Andy, Trend Central. It was okay, boom, let's see what we can do. And then the Zezy Mills show started, and then it just went on from there. And I don't think I thought it was going to be anything. I'm always kind of just a bit let's just see what happens. And I think it's interesting because I feel like maybe mainstream accepted me a little bit more before here. The culture. I think in the beginning the culture was a bit ooh, who's this? And then when I started doing more mainstream stuff, it was a bit okay, we have to kind of just
she's got the stamp.
We've got to go with it type thing. And it was kind of oh no, she's one of us type of vibe. Don't get me wrong, I had loads, especially black women from the beginning. Black women have flown the flag for me and made me who I am today, and kind of always kind of supported me and backed me. But when it came to I was saying earlier, the bigger platforms and all of that, I would say outside of the culture probably accepted me a little bit more before the other platforms, and started being okay, cool, Zezy, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just really grateful. And sometimes I just think to myself, oh, it's weird. I do think it's quite weird. And I do forget some of the stuff that I've achieved and what I've done. But I'm proud. I am proud of myself. I'm proud of myself. I'm proud of what I've achieved.
And you should be, man, because you've achieved a lot. And people may have their opinions on you, but for me personally, one of your episodes that really that drew me into is when you did it with my cousin, actually, Dennis. Or D. Cartier, do you know what I mean? The mental health episode you did. That made me realize that, okay, yeah, I know you had your opinions on different rappers and stuff, but it showed me that you're not just a one-trick pony.
Right,
that you were able to cover all different topics. And at that time, I doubt you would have thought, oh, I'm doing this for views. Like, I know you genuinely did it.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, rest in peace, Dennis, yeah? So what made you feel like to pivot into that direction of like, actually, I'm not just going to talk about the salacious stuff?
Because I think it's always been like more about necessarily a story. Like it's not necessarily about a person or like, oh, I'm going to get this person on because they're big or whatever. It's more about a story and things that I know everyone is going through. Like a lot of people suffer with mental health. And then there's other times when another woman I had on there, it was a young lady that had been sex trafficked, and we sat down and we spoke, and she was in a cult. She like had been imprinted, all of these things. Like she sat down, she spoke about it. It was really heavy episode. Like we even had to pause at one point because it was so heavy. Like she was talking about, and my thing has always been about sharing stories that affect all of us in some capacity, and also just sitting down and talking to people, because I think I've always liked talking to people. I've always been interested in hearing people's different stories, different point of views. I like sitting down with people that have different points of views. So I think, yeah, and I like people. I genuinely like talking to people. I love sitting down and just being like, oh, okay, and then what happened? And then, okay, when this happened, then what? And how did you feel about that? And I think that was growing up when I used to watch like MTV and all those things. I used to love watching like Day in the Life of. Because Day in the Life of, you got to see them. You got to see like what they was about, and you got to see, and I used to love watching Day in the Life. Like what if Day in the Life is like Day in the Life of Aaliyah, Day in the Life Justin, like all of those things, I used to just love to watch it. So that's how I always wanted my interviews to be. And even, I know a lot in the beginning, everyone did think I was like quite salacious, I guess. But I always felt like it was from a good place, if that makes sense. Like when I used to talk about the rappers and stuff like that, it was, don't get me wrong, there was definitely like gossip involved. It's definitely like, oh, this happened. It was very like Wendy Williams type of coded and whatnot. But then there was also a lot of certain things that I was really passionate about, like colorism and all of those things. And that is, when I used to get onto the rappers, that's what it was about. It was like about colorism. It was about representation of black women in videos. And one thing about me, when I spoke up about that, is when I see a change, that I'm not going to harp on about it. So like even this whole drill thing, it's like I don't need to keep talking about drill, because what I wanted to happen has happened. It's no longer really here. So why am I talking about it? I don't need to keep back. Like if I've got a passionate thing that I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to keep talking about it until I see a change. And when I see the change happen, what do we need to talk about it for anymore? It's happening. Like the change is happening. It's dying down. No one cares for it. Like they're all in prison. Like, so it's like, do you get what I mean? So for me, it's a balance of like awareness, entertainment, being funny, like serious topics, because we're all layered people. We're not just one layer. Like, do you know what I mean? Sometimes you guys will talk about something and it'll be funny, but then it's going to get serious, and then it's going to be educational, because that's, if you're a layered person, you have some sort of emotional range or capacity. You're not just one thing. Do you know what I'm saying? So that's always kind of been me.
Okay. And since you like, I've always said to the guys, like, because we're in this space and we're always talking, giving information, eventually you're bound to put your foot in your mouth, innit? I always say that. But have you ever, like, since you've been doing this about 10 years now, said something or gave an opinion on something where you look back and you're like, eesh, maybe, I don't know, that didn't age well, or that didn't, you had that? And how you deal with situations like that, if you've had any?
I think sometimes I look back and I'll be like, maybe I could have worded that better. And I think I've got better at it. Like now if I tweet, I'll try to make it like not come across as I'm being antagonizing. But I think just because of my history, everyone always assumes I'm being antagonizing.
Yeah,
you get what I mean?
Jacket.
Or like, it's no matter what she says, like me and you could tweet the same tweet, and how you're received and how I'm received is two different things.
I hear it.
Because people are like, oh, he's not like that, but they're automatically gonna assume that I'm doing it to antagonize. So yeah, sometimes, and also I've learned as I've got older, it's not every hill you have to die on. Like it's not every opinion you have to give. As I've got further on in my career, you know, I've learned how to word things better, say things better. But I still am me, like by and large, like I am the core of me. And also, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years. So yeah, there are things that I've learned how to, I'm not as harsh as I used to be as well. Like I'm not as like, because I've probably softened as I've got older. And I've also learned that life has nuances as well. And I've learned that not everything is like black and white. Like sometimes, okay, that person did that, but why did they do that? And I think that I'm quite an empathetic person. So, you know, like when certain things happens and that, you know, I always try to look at both sides of things, you know what I mean? And I'm very big advocate of two things can be true at the same time. Yeah. It doesn't just need to be like one said emotion. Like if something happens, I can look at the person that's done wrong and then the person that's not wrong and feel something for both. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because like I've always said, like I would sit down with like a racist to be like, how did you get here? I always want to know how someone got to that point in their life. Like a young boy that goes and kills someone, how did you get there? Like why did you leave your house with that knife that day? Why, like what got you to that point? How sad is it now that your life is finished as well at 16? Like, yeah, but most people might be like, oh, like that young boy, he deserves to go to prison. Yes, he deserves to go to prison, but also raw boy.
There's a story there.
Yeah, like how did a 16-year-old leave his house and decide that he's going to go and kill somebody? That's really sad. Like, what are we doing to figure out how that young boy got to that point? Like, what music is he digesting? What content is he digesting? What things is he seeing why he thinks that is normal? Do you get what I mean? And I've always kind of thought like that because no one just wakes up being a killer. Yeah. Unless you're like really tapped, you know what I mean?
On that though, don't you worry that you're platforming these people, like the racists or the murderers, and you're giving them a platform? Or you're talking about you do this in your, like behind the scenes?
I think a bit of both. Yeah. Like I think that I'm always thinking like that. But I mean, no one tells that to Piers Morgan. No one says that to Louis Theroux when he's sitting down with a rapist that's done whatever to hundreds of women and he's going into maximum security prisons. And people always say to me like, why are you giving them a platform? Because most of the people that also I've ever given a platform to, they've never been convicted. So even when I sat down with Noah Clarke and everyone got upset with me about sitting down with Noah Clarke, why would you sit down with him? We don't need to hear his story. You don't need to hear the convicted murderer story that we know he's done it. So what's the story there? So I'm sitting down with people that have not been convicted, have not been, and I'm hearing their side or exploring that side of the world.
At least put that side of the story.
Yeah, or like give it and you make your own conclusion, your own decision. But again, with me, being a black woman, you're always like harshly critiqued. But again, no one says anything to Piers Morgan. No one says nothing to Louis when he's sitting down talking to an axe murderer that unalived 300 women or is in a maximum security and he's now doing a Netflix. Like, bare people sit down and watch Netflix documentaries. You don't need to sit down and watch a Netflix documentary about the woman that killed someone. We know she killed them. But Netflix has given her a platform. But I remember even one time someone said that they was like, yeah, but that's the BBC. They're a platform. It's like, oh, because I'm not a huge platform, I shouldn't sit down with somebody. No, I shouldn't have a conversation with that person.
Fair point. It's mad. It's a mindset kind of thing, isn't it? The way we look. I feel like when you look at our culture, and there's something that I've just never really understood is like we pick and choose.
Oh, yeah.
Like you pick and choose who or what to outrage about. Yeah. And it's like there's no consistency, but it's so mad. The hypocrisy is crazy.
The hypocrisy is crazy, and like it's just everyone decides who they want to be going at and when it's right and when it's wrong, or when this person do you understand what so for me, I just think everyone picks and chooses and everyone decides when it's wrong. Everyone decides
that was on time. That's crazy.
Sometimes what I feel like is, as much as the black community are on this energy of we support, they can't wait to see you fall down.
Oh yeah,
trust me, I know that. That's why when it comes to, activists, we have to support the black, I just see we just talk no action.
We do,
and that's what it's
but I
always
think-
going to be.
but
because
also-
we don't
There's
support each
action,
other.
bro.
There's no action.
think-
There's
I
a lot
think
of talk.
That's
They
too
pick
much
and
of a
choose.
general statement.
Yeah.
No, they
There's
pick and
definitely
choose,
action in
bro.
certain stuff.
They pick and choose.
I think
That's what I think.
I do think we like to
That's my
complain
own
a lot.
personal opinion. Yeah.
We like to complain a lot, and we
Yes,
do. Like
no
even
action.
today, Mimi wrote a nice Substack about it, saying, you know, like you're gonna complain like this is not happening, but what are you gonna do? You're gonna say, oh,
Yeah, you don't have no power to do nothing.
there's no new up and coming artist. Well, so why don't you develop an up and coming
Exactly.
artist? Like why don't you this? Why don't you? You're talking about this, that. You've got a whole platform, right? You could be showcasing a new artist every single day on your platform. Instead, you want to be doing other things, right? But and then you're gonna
Because it doesn't get the
complain.
views. That's why. it
But of
doesn't get
course,
the
and that's what I'm
views,
saying. So
doesn't
you
get-
don't really
of
care.
course.
You just care because you just because you know actually the complaining gets more
traction.
traction than like what
Yeah,
you're saying
yeah.
than the solution. So when I was like, oh, there's not enough like dark skinned girls in the video, and the man were like, oh, it's hard to get dark skinned girls. I was like, if somebody gives me a chance to get a handful of dark-skinned girls to be in a video, and some guy was like, I need a dark-skinned girls, I put a call out. This was years ago. How many years ago? 10 years ago. I put a call out on my Insta. I was like, look, I need beautiful dark-skinned women. I found it quickly. So you lot telling me that you can't find them, you're chatting shit. It's just that you're not looking hard enough and you don't want to look hard
It's
enough.
what they want to be.
It's what
in
you
their
want
video,
to do.
What they want to
but
do.
I do
Yeah,
think, like, I get what you're saying, but on the other hand, there are so many platforms that are, again, those platforms are not highlighted because we love the dramatics. But there are platforms that are championing black people, like we said,
Facts,
and
yeah.
putting black people out there, helping young black people, putting them in spaces, giving them courses, giving them whatever. It's just that the complaining is louder.
A lot of people need to change the algorithm. Like, change the stuff you click on, the things you
can actually
indulge in,
research,
bro.
yeah.
These things are there. Just you're not looking hard enough. And I wanted to ask, like, from your experience, and do you think you get more hate from black women or black men more so than when you talk about? Because I always said, like, you don't come as far as you've come if it's not the fact that there's genuine love, like people have love for what you do. And you is always that small portion of, you know, the society or demographic that might be like, we don't like Zeze. Do you know what I mean? Innit? What do you feel like it's been more so of?
I don't know, you know. I think sometimes, like, my following on socials is 50-50. So I've got 50% men, 50% women. So it's like, I think, and that's because I think I'm pretty balanced, because sometimes I'll say things, like, it's so interesting because one minute I'm like, oh, the man them hate me. And then another moment I'm a pick me.
Yeah.
So I ride
Pick-me-sha.
between the line of the pick me. Like, women used to call me pick me back, and that's why it's so funny when it's like, oh yeah, the man them don't like you, and you need to worry about why the man them don't like you. I don't give a fuck if the man them don't like me. I don't care. Like, I don't give a shit. Actually, I don't give a fuck if anyone doesn't like me, because it is what it is. Do you know what I mean? Whoever likes me, they like me, and I don't say things so I can get women on side and then so I can get men on side. I just say how I feel in that moment. So if it so happens to be that I say something that now pisses off women, what can I do? If I say something that now pisses off the men, what can I do? It's just, and most people that like me, they understand that. Do you get what I mean? They understand. And also, a lot of people don't always agree with me, but that's also life.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
anyone that comes up to me like, oh, Zeze, I really like you, but there's some things that you said that I don't agree with. I'm like, good. Because that's how it should be. Like,
That's right. Fact.
as like we should be able to disagree. I disagree with my friends all the time. I disagree with my mum. I still love her. I still respect her. I still love my mum. But sometimes you might say some things. I'm like, I don't know about that, mum.
I was gonna ask, do you have any siblings?
From my dad, yeah.
And
So-
what, the girls, boys?
2 brothers.
Oh, wow.
And
So one older. And I always say that. I only don't say that because they're not my full brother. They're my brothers, my blood brothers. But I was brought up as an only child. So I think sometimes that has, you can see that. So people are like, oh, it makes sense now. But I've got an older brother and I've got a younger brother.
That's close.
what about cousins? And
Yeah. I've got cousins that are guys and whatnot, and I grew up with my uncle in the household as well. My mum's a twin, so I grew up with I grew up in a household with my mum, my grandma, uncle.
okay.
So it was like 4 of us in the household. So that was like my unit growing up.
Okay.
So I still had like that male kind of like influence in the household, but
Because the reason why I asked that, because as much as I like you very much, there was one time where I disagreed with you.
go on, tell
You know
me.
what I mean, with the comments you made regarding Victoria Everest.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Discernment. And I always wondered, do you have any brothers or males in your life that called you up at that moment and be like, actually, what you said there did come across a bit victim blaming? No.
Any man that I rate all called me and said, you're right. Every single guy that I rate in my life, they were all like, whether I've had to learn the hard way, you are 100% right. And because, again, like what we're saying is two truths can coexist. In that video, I did not say what she done was wrong, right? I said, what she done was right. Yeah. I literally said, what she's done is wrong. However, do you think that there's only one Victoria Everest living in this world?
No.
So how are you as men going to protect yourself from another Victoria Everest? You need to have discernment to do that. And that's my whole thing. It's like, it's always going to rain, so you need to take an umbrella out. You're not going to be like, oh, the raining, when is it going to stop raining? And da-da-da. You have to prepare yourself for the rain. So I've always also been a strong advocate of...
Yes, it's me, Sukali here. And you people have come to report to you that we've been looking at the stats. And what we have found is a lot of you people are watching this content for free. Without subscribing, please do better. Now you know better. Subscribe. And once you've subscribed, comment that I've subscribed because Sukali told me to. Until next time.
Yes, you have to teach your sons how to treat women, but you also have to teach your daughters how to protect themselves. And that does... and however that means, right? You have to teach your daughter that there's evil men in the world, right? And even when that whole Diddy and Cassie thing came up and I did a video about it, when everyone was like, you'd never say this to women, I literally did a video saying, men are always going to abuse their power. So how are you going to protect yourself? Because there's always going to be men out there that are going to want to take advantage of you and like prey on the fact that you want to come up in the world. How are you going to know that these men, this man is going to be trouble in the long haul, right? You have to equip yourself with that discernment. And I'm a 36-year-old woman, so I've had experience in life and I've experienced things and I've been like, now I know how to spot things like, yeah, that's not free. Like, you want to put me on the flight, but what's coming with me going on the flight? What's coming with me now having to spend the weekend with you? Like, what's coming with this bag? Like, what's coming with all of this stuff? Like, and I've learned that. So that's all I was saying is that you have to have discernment. And I'm sorry, you can go on certain gals' pages and if you spoke to a certain gal long enough, you will know something ain't sitting right with this girl. Like, something's not right here. Like, something's a bit off. And I always say, like, not all of them, but I do think anyone that is overly, hyperly spiritual, chakras, all these type of things, they're hiding something.
Seriously?
No. Any person online that is, like, constantly selling you, like, spirituality and this and this and this, you're a troubled person, in my opinion. I think, within reason. There's obviously, but I mean like pilgrimages. Every day you're on a pilgrimage. Every day you're soul searching. Every day you're troubled. You have to be because you're constantly running from something. Like that's what's happening
there.
Where's
this soul you're searching for?
Right. So that's all I was saying. And then even that, the way the men then, it was like they couldn't hear because they wanted me to come online and just be like, she's wrong. She's wrong. She's wrong. And I said she's wrong, but I've been doing this for 10 years. I'm sorry. I'm more advanced now than just coming online and telling somebody that she's wrong. Every other single person put up a video saying she's wrong. We all know she's wrong. So what other angle are we going at now? Like how else am I going to look at this? And how I looked at it was like, at the end of the day, everyone have a little bit more discernment because discernment will take you out of a lot of things.
No, I agree. Yeah, I definitely do feel like them do need to have discernment. Same with the women when it comes to choosing your partner. I think it just came across like you didn't come down on her hard enough, and you were more so blaming the victim. And I think a lot of people likened it to, you know how some misogynistic men will blame women for how they dress, for the reason why, something so-and-so happened in that. Or if you don't want to be treated a certain way, don't wear a mini skirt. And I think they just expected, and because it's not even just down to you, I think in general when the situation happened, they just felt like not a lot of women were speaking out against her. And to me, my personal opinion is... But would you
but this is the thing, like, even that, it was like, oh, she needs to be cancelled. She didn't have, the girl... She ain't going to be able to finesse no one no more because the whole shit has been popped down. She ain't going to be able to do no fucking pilgrimages no more because the whole shit's been popped down.
We've seen her soul.
Okay,
we found her soul.
She ain't going to be able to rinse no man because everybody knows she's been dragged online. And this is the thing, I saw a thing about the other day, and I think people really misconstrue the difference between accountability and punishment. a lot of people want you to be punished, not accountability.
Yeah.
Victoria's Everest's, or whatever she's called, the accountability is there. Everything, her things pop down. In fact, she's probably being punished because she ain't going to make no money. But what people want, people will be like, oh, this person needs to take accountability. But no, what you really want is them to be punished. You want them to be flogged in the middle of the street. That's what you want. It's nothing to do with accountability. You just want the village beaten. That's what you actually want. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Okay, what do you want to happen to her? Everything is going to happen to her.
Should I tell you what it is, right? I think like it's like a mixture of so many things. And again, everyone's talking about, we were talking about earlier, two things can be right and all of that kind of stuff. I think it's about, these guys always get onto me a lot of times like, I'm not very good at reading the room.
Right.
I'm one of those kind of guys. Just relax. I'll just say what's on my mind, right? And things could just be like, this is not the right time.
Right.
But I'll just say it. And it gets me in trouble a lot of times. And it's just like, that's just how I am. And I think that this kind of situation, I kind of like liken it a bit to that, where it's like, there wasn't a lot, like what you said, there wasn't a lot of, especially like other females in our community with the voice that is actually respected enough to actually say, nah, you know what, we're condemning this, like, you know, this is wrong, what this girl, because I think there's like a general like sense of like women don't challenge other women, right?
But when do you lot come out and say, hold men accountable? When do you lot come out and when you see fuck shit happening? When do black men ever come out
I can speak to
and
our platform.
really
We
be
do that
like,
on our platform.
you lot have done wrong?
We do that on our platform. I can't speak to every other people.
We don't
Black
do
men
that.
don't.
We don't hold
Thank
it.
you.
What, we
You
don't.
don't.
Men
You
don't know.
don't.
We don't really do that.
You
Should I tell you why?
don't.
Should I
You
tell you why?
don't.
I do.
There's bare things that we've seen
No, she's
online.
saying on our platform.
Bare things
Men
that
don't
I've
really
seen
do that.
online
We don't hold
Especially
it.
where
in a lot
black
of
men
London.
should have come out
Black
and
men,
defended black
not in
women,
London.
and you lot haven't. And this is the thing. It's like, you want us to, black men always want black women to come to the defense, but how many times do you lot come to our defense? How many times when you see your black sisters online getting dragged or whatever, do you lot come to our defense and be like, yo, calm down? Or the other day, I saw black men in the comments angry at Loz because she said that Huss hasn't looked after his child. And you know what the people were in the comments saying? Well, you should have chose a better baby father. You should have done this.
Yeah.
Who's Loz?
You should have done this.
I know that.
Huss's baby
Oh,
mother.
Jay Huss. Oh, yeah.
Right, yeah. And they blamed her for his lack of being there, right? Yeah. And all the comments were blaming her for his actions. So when I'm now saying to you lot, where's your discernment? Now you want to be angry at me, but the other day, anytime, if I now decide that I want to get with a guy that's had 2 baby mums, right, and I come online and say, oh yeah, all the comments are going to be, well, you should have chose a better baby father.
No, but that happens
you should have
a lot
done
now,
this.
though.
You should have done
women
that.
say you go get your money. That's what they say, though.
What?
Whose money?
No, like, you know, like how, like, but again, I wouldn't even put that to UK. I think that's like more American kind of stuff.
But
where the American woman will get with a guy who's got 4 or 5 baby mother because he's rich, and then you want to cry later on that, you know, boom, boom, boom.
In fact, when the whole thing happened with my man, who's, I don't even, name's like, what's his name? The one that went viral because he was cussing out the black women, right?
Oh, yeah.
In fact, there was bare black men doing up, what is about? What about this? But what about this? But what about this? But what if this? I didn't see black men
not condemning that action.
Yeah, there was
That's
always
crazy.
a what if? Yeah, but why can't he? But what about this? So why is it that black men can always put forward another alternative, but now as I can't put forward another alternative, and even in that case, I clearly said she was wrong. All I said is how are you as men going to protect yourself? Because if you think that she's the only woman out there,
there's bare.
May God be with you. Because there's bare gal out there that move like that.
So when we say black men don't speak or protect black women, yeah, are we talking in the UK or are we talking black men in general?
I mean, I'm not saying across the board. I'm just making an example saying that. No, I'm just saying in general, like, because you were saying, oh, you feel like a lot of women didn't come out and speak up about it. And I'm saying, how often do men, forget even black men, how often do men come out and speak up for women when something has happened to us or come to our defense or something tragic has happened to a woman. In fact, like you said, when something tragic does happen to a woman, instead, man are in the comments, well, why did you go to the studio at 1 o'clock in the morning for? Why did you go there?
Yeah,
well, why did you do this for? Why? Yeah. Well, who told you that he was your friend? Well, that was stupid of you. So why can't I ask the same questions? Yeah. Because you lot are in the comments doing the same thing. So why can't I put forward to you? And in fact, I didn't even say that. All I said to you was that, you need to have a bit more discernment, because I can look at certain gal, and even then it got reduced to, oh, she's talking about light skin v dark skin. It was never about that, and that's why I use the word complexion, because I know darker skinned women that are like exotic looking, that are dark skin tone, that are going to get more playtime than a light skin girl. So it's got nothing to do with like the color. That's why I said complexion, because it's that whole desirability. Like there's bare dark skinned women that, you know, have long flowy hair or Eritrean or whatever.
Like islanding.
Like, do you get what I mean? Like that will get more play than a light skin girl. So it's got even nothing to do with color. It's the light skin, dark skin thing. It's just about what men find desirable, yeah? And there's certain complexions and hair and body types that men find more desirable than others. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was always just like, you can't be gassed by the outward appearance.
Because I look at someone, though, I can know that they're going to accuse, man, of that.
But you can see that somebody is tapped, that you can see that, and you can see, and also you can do your due diligence. You, man, love to do CRV check. That gal, that's not the first time she's done that, right?
What do you call it? You call it something else. Due diligence. There's another word you have for it. Risk assessment.
Risk assessment.
Yes.
And the thing is, I remember even one time, there was a guy that I used to fuck around with, and we was talking about something, and I was like, I was talking to him about maybe doing a threesome, right? And he was like, I just wouldn't do a threesome with anyone. And I was like, okay. And I was like, but how would you know that it's okay for us to do a threesome? Because he's basically was saying, like, I am not just going to be sleeping with anyone. That's wild. Like, I don't care. I don't care if you brought the girl to me or whatever. I need to know. And I was like, yeah, but how would that work? Because we would have to go out to eat or something. You'd have to be around her. He was like, nah, like, say how we're sitting here now, just chilling at your house. If your friend was here, I would listen to everything she's saying.
And you can tell.
And then whatever there's certain things that if she says is off, I'd be like, nah, not for me. Yeah. That don't make sense. Remember, and that's the thing, a lot of men are not...
the blood rushing.
Well, that's but then you're proving my point. Discernment.
You're proving
my point, which is you're clouded by so many other things because, like you said, you're thinking the blood rushes to whatever. Now you're thinking, and so also, it's like certain women, you know, like when women believe that they could never be the one that can get finessed by a man. He's never going to take me for a dickhead. That's what I'm saying. So it's the same thing with men. Certain man...
No, but I got cheated. I thought no one would ever cheat.
So certain man look at gal and know that they're red flags and think she could never do that to me. What? But what man needs to realise is that you're mad, but there's madder gal out there than you.
Trust me.
There's madder gal out there than you.
One thing I tell you, remember what they talk about, there's no manual or guide of how to raise kids.
Yeah.
Another one we need to add to that is, let's be honest, bro, we're not taught really. I feel like that whole tradition has died, like, in terms of how to pick the right woman or how to pick the right man.
Trust me. Yeah, we used to hold that.
Everybody's finding out by some tragic errors.
Bro.
Right.
Some tragic errors, bro.
But also, that's why I'm also a very big advocate as well, like women, and like, it just actually in general, like, you have to do it with a pinch of salt, right? But I'm not against asking about somebody.
What do you mean, like?
As in, if I know somebody dealt with somebody, I'm not against asking that girl, like, oh, what was he like?
Yeah, 100%.
Because I want to, right, exactly. Yeah. And you got to take it with a pinch of salt, because some people are bitter and they'll be like, oh, no, he's this, he's that. And you got to kind of, oh, yeah, he did this. Yeah, like, okay, yeah, babe.
Yeah. Don't listen to whatever they say about me.
Okay, cool.
When you ask about
like, so I'm a very big advocate for that. And kind of like, if a girl's like, yeah, he's this, he's that, I'm more time like, okay, I'm going to keep that in the back of my head. And the first time I get a glimpse of what that girl said, okay, bet, sis was right. Let me detach.
You're not going to act off of that.
I'm not going to now be like, let me be the one to prove that I can change him, because you can't change him. Or you can't change her. So it's like, okay, like...
Do you know what I'm getting from you, Zeze? You just like to give hard truths sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Sometimes you're like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. This is what it is, basically. And whether you agree with it, you agree with it. If you don't, you don't.
And because life is not a fairy tale. Like, as much as people want to make it out, life is not a fairy tale. And there's and you have to, like, there's evil people. Like, that's what people need to realize. And that's what, when it comes to young women as well, that's what I always say, like, yes, it will be very nice if we could all be a certain type of way and nothing comes of it, or people are not going to think because you look like this equals this. But unfortunately, until people know how to act right, you have to protect yourself.
Quick question,
you have to protect yourself all the time.
From the way you are, like I feel like you really have filter, like you're very
I think my mum was quite direct, like even just my mum was very direct with me, like even going back to this thing, like when I was growing up and I would leave the house at like 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm going to Link or whatever. I'm going to do whatever. And I lived with my mum at the time. And I'll be like, my mum be like, where are you going? I'll be like, I'm going to my friend's house. She'll be like, what friend? And I'll be like, at 1 o'clock in the morning, like 12 o'clock, what do you mean you're going? What friend is this? My friend. And my mum would literally say to me, know what you're doing by going to this person's house at 1 o'clock in the morning. And that was her telling me, like, don't put yourself in this situation that you don't need to put yourself in.
Start crying about after.
Don't do it, like because what you're actually doing now is putting your safety in somebody else's hands, and that is crazy. Like everyone says, I don't trust no one. It's like, I don't trust anyone. But all of a sudden now you trust everyone. You can't be trusting other people for your safety. You have to, and that doesn't mean. Again, like I always like to say, does that mean if anything bad happens to anyone, that guy did not deserve what happened to him? Like, just because he didn't read or he didn't know what she was going, I'm not saying he deserved it. That doesn't mean that he deserved what happened to him. I'm just saying that sometimes discernment can save you from certain things. If it happens to you, it doesn't mean that doesn't mean it was right that it happened to you. Of course not. It's still wrong that it happened to you, but how are you now as an outsider not going to fall victim to maybe a certain thing that happened again? How are you going to learn?
Correct me if I'm wrong. That's what, now I actually think I understand it, right? Correct me if I'm wrong as well. I feel like what you was doing was taking that particular situation and you're pulling out a teachable moment from that. Like, hey guys, look at this situation that has happened. Moving forward, guys, have a bit more of discernment so that way you don't end up here. And I feel like that wasn't clear to people. Maybe, again, because the situation was still so fresh, people were just automatically looking at that as, oh, no, you're victim. Because when you think about it, you never mentioned the guy himself. As in, like, there was nothing in there that made it sound like he deserved what happened to him or anything like that. So, but people took that, again, because it was almost like they didn't want to even try to have that. Do you want to, to be able to understand what you're saying?
I think I think it's, again, because it's me as well.
And you were playful though.
Because I was like,
you had a bit of smile,
a bit of sass. You like
by the way, give up quickly. Where did you come from before you quickly did that? What was you doing before you jumped?
I was just sitting down on my sofa and I just thought.
Yeah, I love Zeze.
I just the thing. It was just, and also again, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and the whole point of being, like, the way I think is, like, I'm always here to look at something from a different angle. Right? Yeah. As content creators, as people that give their opinion on stuff, are you now going to come online and do an echo chamber of everything else that someone has said?
No.
You're going to try and look at it from a different angle. You're going to try and come at it from a different perspective. You're going to come at a thing. Right. Even with my man, again, they always want to bring up, oh, you came at him. The video I did about that situation was actually about the partners of people that make those comments about black women. If you watch that video, I've never said, obviously what he done was diabolical, but there's not a video of me going, I can't believe he did this, but somehow my name is always brought up, like, you came down on him. I didn't do no video about that guy, saying like what he done was madly wrong. Like, I didn't vocalize. I might have been like when he was in the Shade Bar comments, he's like, I never came for black, and I was like, right, I thought he said he never came for us as a whole. But when I actually did my video about the situation, again, it wasn't about, I didn't actually come online and address him directly. I didn't say, oh, you're foul, you did this, look at you. I looked at it from a different perspective, which was like, I've been talking about man like you for the last 10 years. I'm actually bored of talking about man like you because I know how man like you, and I don't even have time for man like you that think like that. What I want to know now is, how does your partner feel? That's what I want to know. That's where my brain has gone to now, because I'm beyond that, because you man have been doing this for the last 10 years, coming at us, talking out your neck about us, saying whatever. In fact, it doesn't even, it's just like, oh, here we go again. But as a person that is critical thinking and thinks at things and sees things going online, I'm like, raw, like, what the hell his girl thinks about this? Because this is interesting.
I see.
And that was my thing, but somehow so my thing is always just looking at things in a different way and trying to like find some sort of solution because
like be alternate to whatever.
Yeah, and because if I have a son, I'm telling him the same thing. Like, gala crazy out here. And so if I tell
crazy.
my daughter, man are crazy out here. So yeah, okay, it'll be nice if you could do that, but babe, be careful.
But Ugandan men are cool though.
Okay.
Have you ever dated a Ugandan guy?
No, wait. I think so.
Are you sure?
I think I did. And
he's not the one that broke your heart, was he?
oh, bear man, it broke my heart.
Damn it.
I know. I have like mini heartbreaks every 3 months.
No way.
Quarterly.
Yeah. I have many heartbreaks.
Do you think it's them?
Yeah. Are you the problem because you have many?
I think what happens is that I think men like the idea of me. And then when they get there, it's a bit like, ooh, you know.
Why are you a lot?
Yeah, what happens when we get there?
What does a lot mean?
Because you just said when they get it, they're like, ooh, like give me an example of what made a guy said, whoa.
I think a lot comes with me. Like, imagine if you're my partner for the last 2 weeks. That's a lot for your partner to deal with.
Yeah.
Some guys online doing this, threatening your, or giving out 24-hour death threats, well, not death threats, but like response. And now now imagine if he has a group chat. I'm in the group chat. You know what I mean? And now, swear, is that your girl?
I didn't even see it like that.
Like, there's so much other things that come with me, if that makes sense. And I've had guys say this to me before, like, I will end up beating man up because what do you mean you're online chatting shit about my girl? Like, and any type of guy I like, they're going to have that type of energy of like, are you okay? Like, so
Is that you trying to say like, what, you're so like bad man?
Huh?
Is that you trying to say?
No, I don't. Listen, I do not do any. I'm such a like. I don't want any parts of that world.
I wouldn't say that because you said, any type of guy that I meet is going to be on that type of energy.
Yeah, because I feel like any type of guy I meet, like, I'm pretty sure, like, if you saw your wife getting flogged online, you're going. That's what I mean. And you guys, but that's because you're men that are going to want to protect. So
100%.
I'm going to be with a guy that's going to be like that. So if he sees me getting dragged online for the last 2 weeks, what do you mean?
Have you ever had someone break up with you because of pretty much what happened online? Let's say you was going through similar kind of scenario, like a backlash online or something. Have you had someone's like, hey, listen, I can't do this. Can't do this no more.
Like, to be fair, like at the moment, I'm not seeing anyone, so it's been okay. Like, not.
I'm talking in general over the course.
Like,
but more times. That's what I mean. More times, I'm not really in anything, or it's just like it kind of missed me. I think the only time I've been someone is when somebody tried to say that I slept with somebody and I was with somebody. And that was so like, that I was so panicked about because I really liked him and I didn't want him. And I couldn't understand it. Even though it was clear that it wasn't true, I could understand if he was like, yo, this is a bit much. What now I'm in your group chat. Oh, swear your girl slept with my man. And this is like,
ruthless, you know?
Right, and this is like another public person. So now you're saying that I've slept with this public person, and now I'm again getting dragged online, and people are like, swear down. I don't know if when some girl said that I slept with Lippy. I don't know if you ever saw that.
No, I mean, who was you with at the time?
Oh, some guy. No, he wasn't in the public eye. That's what I'm saying. He weren't in the public eye, but the other girl, the other guy, they said I had done something with Lippy, and Lippy had to come out and be like, it's not true. But even all of that, the fact again that she had said it was enough. It now had ended up and it was circulating on Twitter and all of this thing and whatever. And at the time, I had literally just... The guy that I was seeing had just dropped me home, like, whatever.
That's mad.
And now he's seeing all of this stuff, and I'm like panicking, thinking, like, okay, you know, I've texted him, he hasn't texted me back. Is it because he doesn't want to talk to me anymore? All of these things is what is like. So he was fine with it and he was cool with it. But again, like, it could have deterred him. It could have made him think. And I do think that's what a lot of guys. And then also just again, like, now you're out and someone sees you chatting to a girl. It could have been your cousin. Now I've got a DM. I saw your man chatting to a girl. It's all long for a man. Do you get what I mean? I do. I understand it. I get it.
But you don't ever let that worry you in terms of giving your opinions. You're still going to be you, and whether that impacts your relationships.
Yeah, I mean, this is how I get. This is my livelihood at this point. So this is how I make my money.
Anyone, like, I'm sure there's a lot of women out there and guys as well. that's watched your career over there, trying to get into this, like trying to do what you do, would these be some of the things you're gonna tell them, like, yo, you need to be prepared for?
Oh yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of and I think also a lot of people think that they know me, but really, like, no one knows who I'm boning. No one knows what I'm doing.
It's true,
like,
you know.
I actually, like, no one can, like,
Yeah, low key.
I do what I need to do. I keep
In
it
and out.
I keep it hush. I fuck around if I need to fuck around. You know what I mean? I do what I need to do, because also I'm not here, like, I don't do story times. I don't do any of that stuff. Like, I don't do any of that stuff. So it's a lot. It is. I think there's an art to making people think they know a lot about you, but they actually don't know anything about you.
Mysterious, right? People
But I don't think I'm mysterious.
No, but in the sense of, well, no one knows who you're dating or anything. Do you know what I mean? You're mysterious in that
Unless you
sense.
know.
But the thing is, I think there's an art of being online and people think they know who you are, but deep down they actually don't know.
Yeah, you don't.
For a long time,
yeah.
people didn't know that I had children. And it's not because I was hiding them. Well, what did Drake say? I was hiding
Well,
them
I was
from
hiding my kid.
You're
I was
hiding a
just
child.
saying.
He's hiding a child.
I was hiding them from the world. So it's like, I think there's something in being mysterious. And I will say this, yeah. One thing people need to understand, you're not always going to agree with people, especially people online.
100%.
And I feel like to have a natural debate is good.
I
that we don't
agree.
always agree.
For
You know what I'm
growth.
saying? For
I
growth.
think
For growth, you need to
as-
disagree.
I'm all for debates. I'm all for disagreeing. I'm just not all for when it gets
Start making up
personal
lies.
Yeah.
and lies and all that kind of thing. I could go
Yeah.
back and forth with someone for days. Like,
Yeah.
as long as we keep it cute, like it might get a bit heated and we might start, but I just think that it doesn't need, the extras doesn't need to be there.
No, facts, man.
And like, also if there's there's a thing called DMs as well. Like, you can hit someone up and say, do you know what? Like, you made me feel like this, before you go online and tell, you don't understand what I'm saying.
But
Like,
you don't
the thing-
answer my DMs. I've DM'd you a couple
Oh,
times.
sorry.
That's
bad.
it. Moving on.
So just for,
Nah, I just feel like
I put that-
online-
she's gonna go check the DMs now.
You
See
need
me
to
in
be
a request
requested,
folder.
bro. That's where you need to belong.
It's okay.
There's
It's okay.
like
We
a
don't
lot-
take it personal. We
I
move
feel like
on.
there's a lot of tactics online that anyone can use to go viral, to do whatever.
Nah, for
And
real.
everybody knows within themselves what tactics they're using. Because again, there's this thing online, you know what I'm talking about, like the lies is better than the truth.
Oh, yeah,
the
cool.
truth.
So, and it catches fire quickly. So sometimes I don't have to prove. Remember online, you can't really hold someone accountable. So it's okay to say something.
Yeah, and then leave
And
it.
not have to. You don't have to clear it up.
No, you
you
don't.
have to prove
I mean,
it.
I'll just say this, yeah. I just want to give you our props. I know we're going to round up soon. Like,
Right.
we had our first time of almost being cancelled, right? I'll never forget this. Remember when, so... All right,
I didn't remember this.
He wasn't even
We
about
almost got cancelled.
It's like cancelled.
Okay, me
didn't
being
get that
cancelled.
memo.
Okay, let me put it on me then. Me being cancelled is when we had an episode on parts of African culture we don't like.
Oh, yeah.
And then I spoke about in the Ugandan culture, we have this thing where when girls hit puberty, they take them somewhere and they pull their labias.
Oh.
So that, and it's all deep rooted in like misogyny back in the day, and it's about preparing her for marriage and stuff like that. And I said, I got a daughter and I wouldn't want that done on her, right? I thought I was advocating, yeah? I said, if you're a grown woman, go and pull as much as you want. But I don't think young girls should be forced to do that. And when I tell you, I got ridiculed all my days.
From your
Is it?
community.
Yeah, from the Ugandan
women.
community.
Yeah, to the point I had to put out a statement. I thought I'd never write a statement. in
Wait,
my
so
life.
they were upset that you didn't want that to happen to your daughter?
Yeah, I think they were more upset that I was speaking about it.
Right.
Because they were saying that...
Is it a shame thing?
Yeah, like they're having
Because
their
you're-
boyfriends ask them,
No,
you
it's like you're not
pulled?
representing the culture and
Yeah, other people saying you're not representing the culture in a good light. Other people saying you're
Okay,
almost
yeah.
like talking about something that's private to
Right,
us.
okay, fair.
And now they got men, asking them, have you pulled and da da da.
Oh,
and stuff
right,
like that.
okay.
And I was like, cool, but are you seeing where I was coming from? I was advocating for the fact that I feel like this should be a choice. It shouldn't be forced on people. But the comments got so mad, for me anyway, maybe these lot didn't see them, because obviously they're not Ugandan,
Yeah.
that I felt I had to put out a statement to say, look, yeah, this is what I meant. I didn't mean it in a bad way. And I was like, bro, that's it. I'm done. I will never speak on
But you
women
still
again.
respond. Nah, man.
Huh?
I said that's where me and you are different. That don't deserve putting out no statement, bro.
No, but I think that's another thing as well. Like, when you're in the fire, you feel like the fire is hotter
Yeah.
than what it is,
Than what
because
it is,
also
yeah.
you're not getting the axe, he's getting the axe.
Yeah.
So when people ask me, oh, just don't bother, I'm like, yeah, that's great, but as soon as I go on Insta, I'm gonna see these persons have atted you. I'm the one that's getting at it, saying this
Those
and
things
that.
happen to
So-
me, innit? Do you know what I mean? And for me, I can't. That's what I say to you. I don't bother with people
Brother, you fight back in the comments. What are you talking about?
Not
This
like
guy
you.
goes
But
in
I
the
would,
comments.
no, I wouldn't put out a statement though.
Okay, fair.
Never.
Fair.
I would never put out a statement.
Yeah,
That's
but
one.
he cares about his community.
No, but that's what I'm saying.
And I didn't want to be
I don't know.
misconstrued.
I hear what you're saying, but for me, it's like if I don't think I've done anything crazy, like what am I apologizing for? For saying my peace of mind. They don't have to like my opinion.
I feel like sometimes, especially when it comes to the statement stuff, is like, yeah, you're right.
You're accepting.
You gotta look at I feel like once you look at everything from all perspectives, I feel like it's so important that we need to look at things from other people's perspective. Like it don't have to be you all the time, and that's something I always try to do. It's easy for you to say what you would do.
Right.
Until you're in it.
Until you're in that situation.
Yeah.
You're not on this person's journey, bro. You don't know. So I'm always like, if you've looked at it from all angles and you like, bro, nah, actually, I'm not going to do that. Wherever it is that I would not put my daughter through that, then stand on that.
Yeah,
There's
this
no
is my
need
life.
for
What did your
a
statement say?
I was just basically saying, because they were saying I shouldn't talk on women's bodies when no woman was on the panel.
What is your
and
daughter? You said you're not
So I
gonna
was just
let your daughter
reiterating
do
that. I was just talking from my daughter's
wow.
point. But if I offended anybody, like, you know the normal spiel.
Yeah.
I will never do that, bro.
All right, sorry guys. Sorry,
No,
macho
no,
guys.
But I understand and I respect the fact that you're a man that will always put people's feelings before yours. You would always want to, especially when it comes to women, it's like, yo, I don't want to tremble on that. Bro, if I believe in something and I don't think I've disrespected anyone to any extent, I'm not apologizing, bro.
I think I've done one of those.
Do you get
I
what
was
I'm
going to
saying?
ask you, have you ever? Yeah.
I've done one.
What was it?
And that was kind of a bit like, it wasn't like a sorry. It was just a bit like, listen, you man need to chill the fuck out because we've been there already. Like, it was, and that was interesting as well because that was kind of like, that was when we did Unapologetic and it was that whole thing that happened with White Yardie. And yeah, that was a lot because it was like the Caribbeans coming for us. And this was like television as well. And even that, again, it was so annoying because people were coming at me and I was like, I was the only person I was on that panel. I defended him. But again, because it was me, now all of a sudden I'm the one that's I'm now the one that has to carry the weight of this. But I had literally said on the thing that, that even though he's a white guy, it's unfortunate that we're having this discussion because he's white, because questioning his Jamaicanness, if that's a word, because of his skin. And I literally said that verbatim. It was there for people to hear, but somehow I was caught in the mix of like, you should have this and you should, and that one was quite bad actually. I feel like this one and that White Yardie one, that was quite intense. Like the White Yardie one
was mad.
What
that
happened
was
again?
mad.
They were trying to cancel him.
Like
what
they
happened?
cancelled.
Get him out of here, bro.
Just jog my memory.
No, they're trying to cancel me.
As well, but then remember, you have this thing in the UK where you come like maybe they feel like you're trying to defend somebody that's under fire. They're coming for you as well.
They came
What
for
happened? Sorry,
my.
just remind me, jog my memory.
Oh, we had a discussion on
like
Unapologetic that we had, and it was about culture appropriation v like culture appreciation.
Yeah.
That was the show. It was about discussions and stuff. And he was brought on to talk about that. So we had a panel, you have a panel, and then there was a guy there that asked him a question. People didn't like the question. And then people were like, it's like, how could you? It was so late. Like, got really upset. But he was brought on the show to talk about that, about the fact that obviously he was a white man that had Jamaican identity and he was like brought up in Jamaica and and like what it was the difference between blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
And
I
it was
remember
people
now,
didn't like the line of questioning that was given to him, but it was, he knew what he was coming on the show for, basically. He knew that was the conversation.
Got it.
That doesn't mean he knew every question, but he knew the basis of
the
it
theme,
and like that. And I don't want us to be going because actually I've seen him out a few times and it's been all cool and it's
now.
full love.
Cool.
Like, and I don't want it to go back to that thing.
No.
But what happened, like that's basically what happened. And then what happened was, because again, I was probably the one that's online that talks the most. Everyone then came for me. But in that discussion, I actually did say, it's unfortunate that we are having this discussion because you're white. Like when you're probably more, I literally said, because you're probably more Jamaican than me. Like you probably know how to cook more. Like you know that you probably know the national, you probably know all these things because that was your home. And I literally said that, but somehow I got they were coming for my neck. So when I put out the statement, it was kind of like, sorry, he knew what he's coming on the show for. This is and also in journalism, I genuinely feel that there's no silly question, because if he now had a beautiful story after that question, you lot would be like, oh my God, wow, amazing. Like, we never knew that. What a brilliant question. Oh my God, we never knew that he felt like this. It just so happens that the answer wasn't that, if that makes sense. But depending on the answer is how good the question is. You get what I'm saying? So that was the thing. And then it just went viral that people were complaining to Ofcom. We got Ofcom complaints.
Wow.
Even to this day, like if I bring up any sort of like something to do with racism, that but you was there telling what that he wasn't. I was like, it was not me. I was defending him. And that's what I'm saying. And I never it was somebody like, I remember someone told me when that was happening, I was talking to him and he was just like, and he was going through whatever he was going through. He's like, well known, and he was like, Z, I'm telling you, like, I've learned the hard way. Like, the people like the story better. Yeah. You could come out with all the evidence in the world, but why would they care? Because now they have to stop talking about it. So there's no point. And this is the kind of thing with the, like, what's happened in the last 2 weeks. It's like every time I felt like I wanted to say something, I'm like, what's the point? Because whatever I say, you're gonna dissect it. You're gonna tell me, and like even this thing now, they're gonna just dissect it. Oh yeah, but this, that, whatever.
And find something they can take out to add to their narrative already.
So now it doesn't make sense. So you can't win, and you'll just be in the comments fighting for your life. So at some point, you have to like just let people you just have to get it's what you think, innit?
And I think you know what, where I would say for me, I've kind of realized that, to a certain extent, fuck the internet, fuck the people that come in. Let me explain to you. They're a bunch of like, and this is what I was saying. Probably back to your point where you say you've seen me comment. Yeah. So we did an episode where something got clipped. Yeah, and basically we was talking about women, like in terms of, I was like, okay, if certain women hit you, so I was like, if my girl hits you, you will feel it. Right. Because obviously different build, different, like imagine.
And give context. So the context was, I was saying there's a difference between a woman hitting you and a guy hitting you.
And a guy hitting you, yeah? And then basically I goes, if certain women hit you, like I used the example, it was just like in the air, like if my woman hits you compared to like another woman, you might feel it more. It was just a statement, right? And off of that, people were like, oh yeah, is everything good at home? And
are you getting beaten up at home?
I kind of responded to them like, this is how I know you lot are not real supporters, because if you've watched the episode, you would get an understanding of that content. And from then, I just realized that internet people are a waste of time. They don't watch things fully and they just chat shit. Simple. Like, so I won't waste my time with them no more. Do you get what I'm saying?
No, because sometimes you are fighting a battle.
You lot are not even worth me.
Can we call them trolls rather than internet?
Trolls.
Yeah,
okay, trolls.
But
these are even like people that say, like, because we don't put out negative content.
Right.
So for me, that kind of opened my eyes to, you guys don't even support the way you say you support. Because if you really do, you won't be asking me stupid questions like this.
But those,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but those people that are on that platform are not the people that are for you.
But now I'm like, you guys are not really followers like that to a certain extent.
Just go off of clips rather than go.
So that's why I'm like, how can I even bother about people that are not even following my page? They're all waste of time to me. You get what I mean?
Praise God, when he did.
100%.
We have come to the end.
Oh, I've made you come to an end now.
Yes, you have, because... Listen,
because what?
When will Zeze sleep?
Okay, sorry.
What do you mean, because
what?
When
will you...
You want to fight to me?
When will you marry? When will you marry?
Yeah, when is the wedding?
Are you trying to do... when will you marry?
When is the wedding?
When are we going to be invited?
Yeah, when someone wants to marry me.
I'm preparing my suit.
Does none of you have friends? Surely someone must have spoken about
No,
it.
I don't want to
put a good word in, yeah?
Someone must have put my picture in the group chat once or twice.
I mean, a couple times.
That's what I'm saying. Come on, man. Like,
I can only recommend you to my friend if you give me budget for direct debit for my therapy.
Oh, because your friends are no good?
No, they're good. But they're good, but they'll be hard for them. So I need to be able to
listen, can I just say, anyone that's ever dated me, they have had the best time of their life.
What happens then? Where do you feel like things always just seems to be the
I just don't think men want to settle down.
They don't want to.
No.
I don't think men don't want to settle down.
I don't think
and this is the thing.
You want to settle down.
Yeah, I do. And I think this is the thing, this is how I know that it's just an epidemic, because it's all types of women.
Okay.
Like, I've got my own problems because of what I do, but then I've got friends. Most of my friends are not, my close codies are not necessarily, they're not in this world.
Okay.
So most of them are predominantly single.
Okay.
And they're not online. Some of them are not online. Some of them are online. Some of them have private accounts. Some of them have 9 to 5. Some of them this, some of them that. And they are all struggling. When I used to work in an office, in a normal 9 to 5 office, predominantly white women, they were all struggling with dating, coming telling me the same stories that I'm dealing with, right? So even then, it's not even a race thing, because sometimes black women I'm gonna get myself a white man. Sis, it doesn't matter. Man is man.
Man is man.
Man is man, and you need to just find the man that is ready to settle down. But I just genuinely think that there's not necessarily a reason for men to settle down anymore.
Yeah,
like there's not a reason.
Facts.
You're speaking
There you go.
points. 'Cause back in the day,
Thank you.
before you could take my daughter, you'd have to marry her. You're not taking her out of the house. But now, you can cohabit.
Now-
I tell you, tradition has been killed.
tradition's
Yeah.
been killed.
And then also
it depends on the people.
It's good. Sometimes it's good
For the
because
most part.
the reasons why men wanted to marry us, it's like when it's for like the cooking and the cleaning and
Cleaning,
raising their children.
women don't wanna do that no
So
more.
it's not that we don't want to do it. It's just that I don't think women don't want to do it. I think women, like most women, once they find a good man, they will do that.
Look at Aisha
But they
Curry
keep
though.
saying
Aisha
that
Curry
once.
came out and
Yeah,
said she
you don't keep
regrets.
saying once you find.
Did you see her
once you
comments?
find-
Saying what? But
said
that was
that-
taken out of context.
Oh, okay. What was the context?
Yeah.
But
Because I remember she said that she regret. I don't know if she said the word regret, but she said she never wanted children. She never wanted to get married. She wanted to follow her own career.
Yeah, until
But
she
then
met him.
No, it wasn't until.
I feel
she
like-
made it sound
That's what
was
she.
also-
That's basically she said. That's what she said. She said she did. That wasn't necessary. And then she met him, and she fell in love with him, and then she had the kids.
But she said something like he can't relate to that feeling of hers, of her not.
Yeah,
wanting
something
to-
about he doesn't
I'm
understand.
sure
She said something about he doesn't understand like the fact that her dreams
Was not-
She's had to give up her dreams
Basically,
for this family.
for this
like,
family.
He doesn't seem to get it. Sometimes
But why
when
does he not
she's
get it? Because that's
having-
what most women have to do.
No, but that's what she said. Ooh,
That's what most women do.
You don't
Most
think
women.
most women want to have the family.
No, it's
more?
not. No, I think women do, but they have to give up a huge portion
I
of
hear that.
themselves.
Though. I do hear that.
And that's why, to me, do you know what? Yeah, that's why. You see, Bus Auntie, Auntie
yeah.
Bemi.
Yeah.
I tell you, I met her last week. We went on this
I
bus
saw
thing,
the
the
Mac
Mac thing,
thing,
yeah.
yeah.
And I spoke to her and I cried when I spoke to her, and we both shed a tear together because I said I think the reason why so many women, not me, well up in a bit. I think the reason why so many women relate, or the reason why so many people love her is because she's our mums.
Yeah.
And you can see that she's living her dream. And so many of our mums came here and they had to give up on their dreams so that we could be sitting here doing this. Do you not think your mum do you think your mum wanted to be working for NHS or doing whatever? Or she had dreams. Your mum had, when I used to work at M&S and I'd see women that were working there for 20 years, 15 years, and I'd be like, oh my God, like, they'll be like, yeah, I did, but then I had kids, and then then I had a mortgage to pay, so I did want to do this. So many women have to put themselves aside to have the children, to keep the house going. They put themselves on a back burner, and that's why Auntie Bemi, we love her, because it could be any of our mums, and that's why when you see her doing the bus, it's just like, what? I love that Auntie's getting paid now and doing whatever, because that she's getting to live a dream that some of our mums will never get to live.
Yeah.
So
where do we find the balance though? Because
and that's the thing. That's
I'm
why
like, okay, now women, which sounds crazy, right? Everybody's living their dreams now, but the family structure is almost like the detriment to that family structure. So where do we have the balance?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think a lot of women are living their dreams.
Oh, you don't think?
No,
so?
I don't.
No. I feel like a lot of them
No,
are now.
I don't. No,
More
I
so
don't.
now than before,
Yeah,
though.
I feel like
More so now, no,
That's
but I
right,
still
that's
feel
right.
like that I do still feel that a lot of women sacrifice a lot, and that's why men are always out here like, have kids, but it doesn't really change your life.
No,
You
I
having
hear
kids
that.
does not change your
I do
life.
hear that.
No.
You lot can still go and decide, oh, I'm going to go Dubai tomorrow for a work trip. Your wife just has to be okay
is
with
true.
it. Like,
That
so
is true.
every day men are like, have kids, but your life is okay. You're going to be okay. That's why men are always wanting women to have kids, because your life don't change. That's why man would prefer to have kids than get married.
But you can't think like that, because who's going to raise the next generations? We need to have kids though. What we did.
Okay, but your life doesn't change.
You can't be thinking like, but that's what I'm trying to say to you. You can't simplify it to something that simple in terms of like, because your life remains the same. I'm the one that's going to sit at home. But we didn't create how we are. That's how God has created
No,
this.
How
is it not?
Create
in terms
what?
of like, women are the one that gives birth to a child.
Yeah, but just because I give birth doesn't mean I need to stay at home forever and ever looking after them.
You don't have to stay at home forever, though. I don't think we're living that time now where women have to stay at home forever.
But we still have to make a sacrifice.
But women are doing a lot more.
We will make more of a sacrifice than you.
They do. You
will make more of a sacrifice than you.
Of course. My argument is that I'm not denying that. I don't think any sane person can deny that. But the point is, that is the game. That's the hands we're dealt. This is where we're at.
No, that's the system
that's
that
the
we've
only
been
way
told. That's the system.
What other system do you
basically,
that's what we've been
I want to
told
know
over
from
the
her,
thing.
what other system do you think is there where we can still have the next generation and everybody can be happy on all parts the way you want to be happy?
I just think that women that want to have kids, and the women that don't want to have kids don't have kids. That's it.
Which is a lot of women right now.
That don't want to have kids. Then,
yeah.
the world is overpopulated anyway.
My God. But the fertility rate is falling.
Well then.
It is what it is, because women don't want to be having kids. So like the women that want to have kids, let them have kids. And the women that don't, there's enough parentless children out there like that people could adopt. There's so many kids out there. So like not every woman needs to go and birth their own child.
No.
Like you can adopt, you can do whatever. And yeah, like there's enough. Okay, and
true. And to the point, I also make this very clear. Man, them, women, make sure you have children with people that want to have children.
Right.
Yeah.
Because when you have a child with someone that doesn't want to have a child, you will suffer.
That's
you
long.
and the picnic will suffer
That's
together. So to her
100%.
point, let the women that want to have kids have the kids. Please, if you don't want to have children, don't have them.
Don't let anyone force you into it anyway.
No, facts,
But the point you made with Auntie, that one touched me because I like her. I never stopped to think why.
We all love.
But now I get why.
I literally was crying, and we both.
Now I get why.
We literally
she's
shed a
literally
tear
living her
together.
dream.
And she was just like, "You don't understand." She came here like 35 years ago, and 35 years ago, and you know the story of the bus thing is because she came here. I don't know the proper details, but she was homeless and she was sleeping on the buses. That's why the red buses mean so much to her.
No way.
Because she used to sleep on the buses, homeless on the buses, and then the bus drivers would let her sleep on there, and then they would wake her up at the end. That's why she loves the buses as well so much.
Now you're gonna make a grown nigga cry.
And that she's so humble, she's so lovely. And when I was saying this to her, she was just welling up. She was like, I wish I recorded this because this is what you're saying is, yeah, I've had to sacrifice so much, and now I'm here.
Living her dream.
I'm living my dream.
I love that.
And she's so grateful.
Shout out
Auntie Bemi, man.
Auntie Bemi, man. Honestly, it'd be great to have her on the podcast.
Yeah, 100%.
Auntie's my neighbor, you know.
You're lying. When were you gonna tell us this?
No, he told me.
Not my, literally.
In your block?
Not my block, but
the block,
it's
next
not,
block.
It's literally, I know where Auntie lives.
Oh, okay, we need to get on the pod.
Check the group. I literally just messaged in the group now.
What?
Say we need to get our auntie on.
Oh, please, that would be
great.
good.
To hear
I asked
from her.
Auntie, but I didn't hear from Auntie again.
Oh, you asked her?
Yeah,
Oh,
but-
gosh.
Yeah, but he told me that he sees her
I
regularly.
actually spoke to her.
Oh.
But we'll see anyways.
We'll line it up.
Nah, Zeze, you've been amazing.
Oh,
Honestly.
thank you
so much.
Honestly, this has been just like a chat. I've even forgotten that we're podding. Honest to God, you're amazing.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm just glad we're finally doing this.
I know
Yeah,
there's been a few times I'm so sorry.
because you are so busy, booked and busy. Yeah, don't think we just booked her because of this was booked months
I
ago.
know even when I was there, I was thinking, God damn, if I came on early, I wouldn't have to.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We want to talk about so many other things.
He was telling me that earlier.
Did I not say that to
He
you,
was telling
man?
me that earlier that I wish we didn't have to talk about some of the stuff if we had just done this.
If we had just done this
But
before.
like I said earlier,
It is what it is.
I think ideally I don't want to talk about it, but like I said, it's highly hypocritical of me to come on, because if it was the other way round and my producer was like, oh yeah, they don't want to talk about it, I'd be like, fucking idiot.
yeah.
What do you mean? What so what's the point? Like,
So what we doing?
everyone knows that they're gonna see her face, they're gonna think we're gonna talk about it. How can we not talk about it? So I'm always I can't be hypocritical, because when people come on my platform, I would hope that I create a safe enough space for them to want to speak about whatever.
Yeah.
So I will always content creator, interviewer, podcaster to podcaster, whatever, I was always try to do to others how I would want them to be to me on my podcast. Like, and I was thinking about, I was like, oh,
no,
God,
I was hoping you didn't come up and say, Rare, don't ask this, don't ask that.
No, because
she was an open book.
I hate when people do that.
Quick question here. Okay, just on that, I know we have to round up here.
Do you know that?
What's your take on, because obviously we're not necessarily that type of people. Do you get what I'm saying? So we will have this interview with you without talking about any of those stuff, because we're like, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to bring it up. So do you feel like it's always important to say to people, well, we want to talk about this, and if you're saying you don't want to, that's also fine. We don't have to do an episode, or you just think people should go into it blindsided? Because there's people that do that. They don't tell you, but they're like, they will just throw it in there and hope you talk about it. What's your take on that?
See, I used to do both. So like in the early days of Zezy Mills, we wouldn't tell them like what we were going to talk about. Yeah. It was like, you know, I think there was a few instances where we had to send questions in, but that's people like Ed Sheeran.
Yeah.
And they got huge, he's a huge band. But also people we'd give them an outline. I'd be like, okay, we're going to touch on this, we're going to touch on this. And even with Ed, we didn't send the questions over. I just said, I would like to touch on these things and whatever. But then as recently, if someone doesn't want to talk about it, again, like, as I said, I've got older, so I've got more grace now, and I'm not so like, oh my God, we need to get the click, or I need to get this story. It's more, I understand that they're human beings as well. Right. And I think maybe earlier on, it was kind of just, I didn't really, not that I didn't care, but it was just like, it was like, you're sitting down opposite me. I'm going to get what I need to get out of you, end of. And I guess that's why people liked those interviews back in the day. And it also just like being transparent. I think that's why also the Zezy Mills show, recently I found it a bit like, kind of thing, because what people know me for and what I am now are kind of two different things, if that makes sense. So, but back in the day, I would be like, I don't care whether you want to talk about this. I'm going to ask you anyway. And where I'm not like that anymore. So if you don't want to talk about it, it's okay. We don't need to talk about it.
You're growing,
it's growth. It is growth, and it's trying to find that balance of like what people found you for and what they liked you for to where you are now as a person. So I think you can do both, but I think it's always nice. Like I said, do you know what? Also, one thing I think is enough, which I always stand by, like I said to you at the beginning, is kind of, I think as long as my thing is like, as long as you allow me to ask the question. If you then turn around and say, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly.
That in itself is also enough of a clip.
That's what I'm at.
Yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yeah. That's why I've always said that. Even if you say to me, I don't talk about, can I say, and then you say, I refuse it. Because look at that, what's that woman that's going viral, the white lady, Sweeney girl? That's from Euphoria.
Rachel sent, Charlotte sent this to us. But I didn't understand it.
She did an ad the other day for some denim, and it was very controversial because it's talking about jeans and being like authentic jeans, and everyone was saying you can't really talk about that when you're talking about white people. That's a bit wild. And she went on this platform
interview,
and the woman basically said, "Is there anything you want to talk about?" Like, you know, and she kind of was like, if I had anything to talk about, I would say. But look what I said. And that has done the round. Because she didn't answer the question, but her not answering the question was enough. But the woman she asked the question. So my thing is, as long as you allow me to ask the question, whatever you do with me asking you the question is up to you.
Okay. Yeah, because I feel like a lot of people have to also understand their fans and their followers as well. Like, especially if the person you're having is a public figure who's also had a situation or history of situation that is very public. You
it's like the elephant in the room.
Yeah. And again, like you're perfectly right. Like, you can ask the question, but whether they answer or not is up to them. But you're not asking it, your audience may look at you in a way like, you don't want your audience to start looking at you like your platform is corrupt, or maybe your platform is favoring certain people. Like, journalism is like, you gotta be not biased, be middle. Ask the question, and that's it. Really, that's how I feel, anyways. But
no, I hope we've created a safe
and you've
space
been, you've been very sick.
It was, well, it all started from him asking me if I wanted the Coke.
Told him not to say it. And
Did you tell him to say it not before?
Yeah.
Oh, so they even pre-warned you.
Yeah,
But I said to them, it's a joke. Because I asked, I said, do you think?
No, but
do you think she'll take it seriously if I try to break the ice?
I said,
with
sit with it for a
that? He was
second.
like, sit with it and then do what you feel.
So they even warned you. No, because it's just so like, but the thing is, I'm glad that happened because I think, like I said, and I think also because of how I come across online, like you're not going to see me online crying. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, this happened.
I know this person.
So
Like,
it's
if
like,
you're not
so
asking her, it's crazy.
So
yeah.
you probably think it's a joke, and a lot of people do. And because even certain things that when I've seen videos, I've seen people that I know in the comments laughing at certain things, and I've had to really just be like, yeah, okay, you maybe don't realize the gravitas of this thing or how I'm feeling. So you just think it's a joke and I can't take this seriously. But really, when you put it on paper, it's wild what has happened in the last week. It's fucking crazy. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And again, I think when I break it down to people, that's when they're like, oh, like when I'm like, bro, like that's a class 8, that's illegal. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not mushrooms, bro. This is like you're saying something else or whatever.
Honestly, never thought about it. Like, when you broke
and I think that's what when I have said that to people are like, raw boy, I've never thought of it, because it's like what you're saying. People can just say anything. Yeah. But now if the police knock at my door and say, hi, we've been told that you're in possession of this. Can we get sticky? We need to bring you in for like some caution, a question. It's illegal. It's an illegal drug.
Especially now, police are moving off of online pressure.
Yeah.
You know? If the pressure online is enough, they would move off of that.
Because even at work, like if you man said something like that on the pod and it got back to work, I'm gonna get called.
They're gonna
So for me, it was just like, okay, I'm all for the back and forth, but that is just too
crossing the line.
It's just too much. Like, it didn't need to go that far. And
are you okay now? Because obviously I know the situation in Tottenham as well.
Oh yeah, that was weird as well.
It's just crazy.
That was weird.
I think was that the one someone actually tried to.
This guy just weirdly was like coming up. He was walking up to me. He was just staring at me for really long. I have people stare at me and they'll say stuff to me, or they'll look at me and I can see they kind of notice me. So sometimes I'll be like, "You okay?" Like, is there? So I was like, "Are you alright?" And he was just like staring at me, and I was like, "You okay?" That's
weird.
And then he was just like, "No, your face looks familiar," and I was like, And then from when he said that, I was like, okay. And I was just like, okay. And then I was like, okay. And I was like, all right. And then he just kept on. And then he stood behind me, but like on a slant. So then I've turned around to be like, and he's still just there staring at me. And I'm like, he's like, no, but your face looks familiar. And I'm like, oh, okay. And he's like, where do I know? Like, you don't. And then he goes, don't you remember me? And I'm thinking in my head, but you just asked me, do I like? So the thing, and he's like, don't you know where I'm from? And I was like, nah, I don't know where you're from. Like, so then I've walked off because I'm waiting for my Uber. He's like, anyway, I was only trying to find out where I know you from. Suck your mum. And I was just like, oh God, like that's this crazy. It was just a lot. It was just, and I just thought, let's just
crazy.
Yeah, it was just very like intense, and I've never had that energy. I've always had like, and even then, like I see, a couple. He put it up and spoke about it, and then people in the comments like, no one said they were gonna egg her. And I was like, I don't need to lie. Like, I genuinely, I'm not. I don't even want to. I don't want people to feel sorry for me. I don't want to feel like I'm playing victim card or anything like that. That's what happened. It happened. End of. Do you know what I mean?
It's sad because for any grown man to feel like you can approach a woman in that way, whether you agree with their opinions or not, it's just crazy to me. Man.
But there's a lot of incels.
Yeah.
There's a lot of incels that follow these type of people, and it's like a lot of like, just like even to yesterday, I got this. Yesterday I got, even it's still going on till
Seriously?
Like yesterday. What did someone send me yesterday? Let me even show you.
What, a DM?
Yeah, DM. Look.
Do you want me to read it?
Read it.
I hope you choke on a fish bone, lickle blood clot. I hope the food gives you IBS. I hope the Most High cuts your vocal cords so you never speak again. Your dirty, toxic mouth. You lickle sketatale. Pussy stink girl, bucket pussy girl, love suck pussy girl. You're a fucking disgrace to the black blood clot race. Die slow, Zeze, very slow.
What the the hell?
Some people got time. Bro.
That is crazy, bro.
You got time?
That is
a whole
paragraph.
And that was yesterday. That was a whole week after.
You know what she's posted? She's posted a picture of food.
Of food. And that's what they responded back to me. That's what they responded. This is what
Man, you need to do better, man.
And this is what I have been getting.
That's someone's brother,
this
someone's
is what I've been
dad,
getting for the last 2 weeks in my DMs. I had people telling me kill myself, all this stuff, blah, blah, blah. This is what I've been getting for 2 weeks over difference of opinion.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
What can you do?
Obviously, I'm not responsible, but all I can say is sorry, man. You don't deserve that.
It's a lie.
You don't deserve that, man.
You don't deserve that. And man, them that have time to write paragraphs like that, instead of going out and chasing the bag,
troubled.
You've got.
But I think it's young boys. I don't think it's like grown men. It can't be. I think it's like young boys.
But wait, that guy that approached you, what age were you saying?
I reckon he was like, he definitely was old enough to know better. He did like 26, 27 maybe,
bro,
like hitting 30 maybe. Yeah, you're old enough. But these ones, I think you're like 20 something.
With their fake
I don't
pages.
get it, man. I don't get it sometimes,
people got time.
And I don't think I'd ever get it, bro.
I know.
I don't think I'd ever get it.
Well, we hope.
I don't know.
I would like to say I hope it doesn't happen again, but you said you've been getting it for the last 2 weeks. But I hope it dies down.
Nah, people need to do better, man.
Zeze, anyway, for what it's worth,
Thank
we're
you
proud
so
of you,
much.
proud of your journey.
Defo.
We didn't open any of the bottles, but I don't know if you want to take one home. You know,
I might take that
celebrate.
pink one.
Yeah,
Pink one, yeah.
you could take it home, celebrate. We just wanted to.
Don't worry, we can sign it for you as well.
Oh yeah, do that.
Yeah.
Nah, listen,
Because we're somebody.
I'm being serious. I see the trajectory, guys. Before you get to
Get in there
O2,
before we get.
I mean, like, sign that shit for me right now. For I can't get nothing. I'll be like, yeah, guys, look.
Is there anything coming up that you want to share with our viewers, our new audience?
I mean, probably just Zezy Mills
Just follow
stuff.
you, yeah?
Just follow me, yeah.
Feel free to have us on your show if you ever need some
Did you not-
content.
no, listen.
Ever.
I'm doing a revamp at the moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I want to do a little revamp.
Okay, cool.
We'll do a revamp, maybe change the name or something.
Oh,
maybe.
Really? What was from Zezy Mills show?
Yeah, maybe like actually call it something.
I think that name is sticks, you know. That name is too
Zezy
heavy.
Mills show is dope though.
But like, as in, it will be like something with Zezy Mills.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So my name will still be in there,
Yeah,
but I like. See, when I first started, I was against calling it something.
Mm-hmm.
See, like you guys are called In My Opinion, right? So it's there, and then that's your podcast, and now you can do that. But I was kind of against it because my thing was always. I remember when I first started the Zezy Mills show, and Andy was like, "What do you want to call it?" I said, "I'm gonna call it the Zezy Mills show," and he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "Yeah." And the reason why I wanted to call it the Zezy Mills show because I was like, I am the Zezy Mills show. So whatever I do is always going to be the Zezy Mills show, if that makes sense. And that's why, like, if I do something else, it always, people be like, so when even the unapologetic thing happened with White Yardie and all that stuff, people are like, yeah, but why did she have him on her show for? And I'm like, it's not my show. But because I've called the show the Zezy Mills show, anytime you see me sitting down talking to someone, it always automatically goes back to being the Zezy Mills show.
Got it.
So I did that for like branding so that I could always, and also, God forbid anyone then tries to take my show and then make it their shit. I was like, no, it's my name. You can't ever get rid of me.
Sense, yeah.
So that was my thing. But now I think I would like to have a separate thing.
Okay,
How's
so
the relationship between you and Andy, by the way?
Yeah, it's
Everything
cool.
good? Oh, okay.
Yeah, like you know what? I would sometimes he put stuff on his story and I'll laugh at it or I'll comment back. I love Andy. Like if it was not for Andy, the Zezy Mills show would not have happened. And anytime I speak about the Zezy Mills show, I always mention Andy.
Yeah, because I've realised you mentioned a couple
I
times,
cannot speak about the Zezy Mills show and not mention Andy. And Andy, and I always say Andy was like one of the first people that really believed in the Zezy Mills show. Like everyone else was a bit like, even my friends, when I was like, I'm going to do YouTube, they were like, all right, good luck with that one type of thing. They were a little bit cautious of it, a little bit whatever. Andy really believed in it. And Andy is one of the best at what he does. Do you know what I mean? Andy knows how to get the internet talking. Andy knows what he wants to do. He's very smart. He's very, like, do you get what I mean? He's got a good team behind him. I will always have mad love for Andy and I will always talk highly of him all the time.
Well, yeah, I hope you speak highly of us as well.
I will, though.
When you're in the rooms of Channel 4, PlayStation, just keep mentioning our names.
There's these boys. In my opinion,
They already know, man. Your name, don't worry.
Yeah, you sure?
Of course, in the mix.
Come on.
And that's the thing as well. That's another thing I also realized. Sometimes you
never know.
You never know. And also when you react to certain things, you're letting people know about people that no one was aware of.
That's true. Because when my friend sent me her when she went on Whitney's pod, and she's like, "Oh, Zeze mentioned you," and I went and watched it. I was like, "You didn't even have to."
Oh, and I couldn't remember. I was trying to remember you guys' pod.
No, don't worry.
You
got there in the end.
I did. I was like, "Is it?" No,
she was like, "My opinion." In my opinion, no, you got there.
No, because I just think like you have to. Why not? Like, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean?
No, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Feel free to come back because there's a lot of stuff I didn't get to cover.
I know,
so we'd love a part
about
2.
So many things, right?
But yeah, till next time, guys. Peace.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to the In My Opinion podcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, peace.